So this topic's been coming up a ton. I bump into it a lot. I work with technical customers and they always think their CSMs need to be super technical. How technical? That's a great question. I work with people that make some developers tools, very API driven things. But I see this even when it's not as technical. And the younger, less mature in a customer's life cycle that they are, or my customers or a company's life cycle, the earlier on a customer is in their evolution, they're going to think that their CSMs need to be super technical, like they need to be able to write Python. So what I normally tell people is this: it's a scale. If I had some fancy graphics, you'd see a scale in the background going like this, but here you go. Here's your scale. I'm half Italian, it works. So anyways, you have technical capabilities. And if one rises super high, like yes, I can write code, I can tell you all about stuff like that. This is the ability to work with customers, get them to renew, have strategic conversations, and higher technical, the less they're going to be wanting to do that. You can find them. You'll find one, maybe. They're going to cost you about $200,000, maybe more. I swear. Now combine that if you're working with some real high contract people, 200, 300, 400 ACV or something like that. What's that going to look like? Do you want somebody who's basically a developer interacting with a C-level person? Are they going to want to go out, take them out to dinner, and do all that fun stuff? Yes, that still works, by the way. That's probably not going to work. So what's more important to you? Be able to have strategic conversations on an enterprise level, or to be able to talk about the intricacies and what the technology is doing behind. When I think about it and what I've seen as being successful, the CSMs always need to know the value that you can provide. They need to be able to hear business problems and know how your software can provide value back and resolve some of those business problems, get these key outcomes that you're looking for. I will admit, when it's a developer type product or something like that, developer only, no UIs or interfaces or something like that, yeah, you probably do need somebody more technical. A better model is to have a very good and strategic CSM and then pair them up with somebody that can talk these tech talks with them. You can have your solution architects. You can also have what's coming around is known as the customer success engineer. Those can be somewhat junior level people. You can grab somebody a couple years out of school that I always say the worst developer on the software team might be an amazing person for this for you there, because they just couldn't cut it to be able to crank out that much code, but they get the software and things like that. But I will fight pretty hard about this. I'm seeing a lot more of this, especially from the technical co-founders, where they just really think people need to know very, very deep architectural level things and concepts. And I just don't see it out there. I think it's a trade-off, and you're going to have a hard time finding those people, paying them, keeping them involved, getting them to do the value work and the CSM work. It's not impossible, but you're going to have a hard time finding these people. Am I wrong? I'd love to hear how you're dealing with this. I'm seeing a lot more of it. I think people are buckling down. And there's a lot more technical products out there these days. AI is blowing up. You want people to be able to talk about that. There's a lot of AI products and LLM models and things like that. But at the end of the day, as I said previously, the customer doesn't care if your product is written back in the old days in Java or Python or whatever Microsoft was having those days. .NET, right? So they don't care. Yes, there will be some people that care, but that's probably like your CTO or something like that. But are you able to provide the outcomes with your software and then put the people who can have those conversations with the C-levels to be able to have those conversations as well? Hey, before I forget, I'm recording a podcast with Lizzie on this subject. Lizzie Rosen, good friend of mine. We were lamenting about this, so we're going to record a podcast. Let me know any questions that you have. Drop them down below, and happy to get them on the podcast. Thank you.